to get new recruits.
Absolutely. Rabbi said, we'll start on page 3.
Sorry.
Page 3 in the handwriting. And then we'll go back to 1 until you'll see. Okay. And who got Herschel to come? Oh, I'm getting very excited. Okay. So it says in the pasuk, we're joining it in the middle, Paragim pasuk Tezvav, Ach matel levi lebeis svatam mishpachasam, Kol zachar mi ben chodesh v'mala tifkedem. So they're counted from a month old. Says Rashi, mi ben chodesh v'mala, mishiyotza michlal nefilim, hu nimna liikore shomer mishmeres hakodesh. What does a nefel mean, Rabbi say? How do you say it in English, nefel?
Stillborn.
What?
A stillborn.
Yeah?
Not really, because they can live up to a month.
If they die within 30 days, it's called a nefel. Right? Once they go beyond 30 days, there's cheskes kim. Pidyon ben, that's going to be wait for 30 days.
Yeah.
So, Mishiyatza Michlal Nefelim, hu nimla likore shomer mishmeres hakodesh. So what's up shot? A baby who's 30 days old, he's already called shomer mishmeres hakodesh. That's what it says on the Levim in Pasuk Kafches. We don't have it here. Shomer mishmeres hakodesh. Let's see what the Ral says on that. Kishiyotza Michlal Nefelim on the bottom of the page, hu nimla likore shomer mishmeres hakodesh. Nire. Mashenikra Shomer in Mishmeres HaKodesh. How can a baby 30 days old be called Shomer Mishmeres HaKodesh? Pirush, ki hu, in Yehu min Shevet Levi, nikra Ligyon Shel Melech. We saw, it's a Rashi that we'll see later on. Also in English it's called Ligyon. How do you say Ligyon in English?
Legion.
Legion of the army. It's an army. Shel Melech. Uberov Am Hadat Melech. Once you mention the word Melech, there's also the more the merry when it comes to the king. Ulefikach Nikru Shomer Mishmeres HaKodesh Misha Shiyotza Michlal Nefilim. So they're called Shomer Mishmeres HaKodesh because once he's not, the more the merry. What does he mean, Rabbi say? So let's look at footnote 15. Umnam adayin tzarich biyur. Sha'at teinach sha'alevim nichshavim ligon shel melech. True. They're the army of the king. Mishiyotzu Michlal Nefilim. Achechem nichshavim l'shomer mishmeres hakodesh mishiyotzu Michlal Nefilim. The sof sof einam shomerim mishmeres kishiyotzu Michlal Nefel. They're not doing anything as babies. B'tzarich lo yimar. שמטרת המשמר הלווים היא לכבד ולרומם את המלך. וכפי שכתוב ברמב"ם, בפרק ר' ממחס בספרי הלכה א', שמירס המקדש מצווה 10, ואף על פי שאין שם פחד מאויבים ולא מליסטים, שאין שמירסו אלא לכובד לוי, אינו דומה פלטרין שיש עליו שומרים לפלטרין שאין עליו שומרים. What does it say? What is that? The Rambam says there's no fear that someone's going to steal the. Maybe today there would have been. There was no fear someone's going to come and start stealing the Beis Hamikdash. So what do you need guards for? That works like the guards that you have today in Buckingham Palace. What's the role?
Look good.
COVID. They stand there. It's COVID. The Chazon Ish used to tell people when they ever go to the hospital and it's more than just a regular routine checkup, something a little bit more serious, they should always come accompanied with someone. The doctors treat patients more mechubadik if they're accompanied with others. That's what he said. Because, meaning, so to speak, if others respect the patient and they come along, the doctors will. So, meaning, the Levim are not really doing anything. They're just being there.
Didn't they stop people going out to
We're speaking about Mishmeres HaKodesh now. That's another thing. That's another Nekuda. Shomer Mishmeres HaKodesh is something else. That they're teaching the Kodesh. So Memele, that even a 30-day baby, 30 put him there in the carriage. It's also good. It's not doing anything. It's being, like we always say. That is also applicable to a baby. It's nicht. Okay, we'll see soon in Yiddish the expression for this. So we say, let's go on this Rashi, the next line. Again on page 3. Omar Rav Yehuda bar Shalom. Again, sometimes Rashi quotes the Mandomar, sometimes doesn't quote. Lo mudu oiso shevet liot nimna min habeten. This Shevet is a lamud. What does lamud mean?
Custom.
Accustomed to. To be counted mibetet. Shenemar asher yalda oto lelevi b'mitzrayim. Yochevet, when she was born, she was counted already. Im knisita bepetach Mitzrayim yalda ota. She was born when they entered Mitzrayim, the entry. V'nimnet b'shivim nefashot. Shekeshat amoneh cheshbonam. When you count the names there, lo timtzem el shivim chasar echad. There's 70 minus 1. V'hi hishlima et habinyan. Remember, when Noach Weinberg says, I would say in this Rashi, someone went through the pain and counted all the names. And it says only 69 names. Right? Good. Now, we're say, what does this Rashi say? So if I would be an American rabbi by a pulpit, I'll tell you what I would say about this Rashi. Family, tradition, role models, legacy. It's all what it's about in Judaism. The grandmother was counted as a baby when she entered Mitzrayim. This legacy will go on forever. The major sacrifice that she went through by being born. And therefore, by Rishon, and by Sheni, and the Mishkan, and by Shlishi, all Levim throughout the generations will be counted as babies. Because the grandmother, she set the tone. And it's all about tradition, values, family, role models. May her memory be blessed.
Very good.
That's what I would say. Look at the Paul. The baby was counted as a baby, so everybody has to be counted as a baby. And what's so amazing that she was counted as a baby? She was born. All of us were born. Right? What's the Nakuda here? Omar reviewed the Bashal, but not usually, it's not common that Rashi quotes the Omar. Here he does. When does he quote, when does he quote, I don't know the rule. The grandmother was counted from Shevet. So Lamu do Oiso Shevet. That's the reason all the Shvatim should be counted as babies. Right? What are you so busy with that, Baruch?
I'm giving them out to people on a rough basis.
Ah. I mean, you're already putting it to page 3.
Jump to page 3 so people
I see. Shkoyach. I thought maybe something up in Kabbalah.
No, I'm just trying to help.
Okay, very good. We're going to come back to page 1 in a minute, though, in Mitzvah Hashem. So, Ma'am what do we say? Ma'am Shah. Anybody want to say anything? Makatupo. The baby was counted as a baby, and that set the tone to her descendants. Ma'isa obviously will body.
Was she the first one born in Mitzrayim, or was she born somewhere else?
She was born in Mitzrayim, when they entered Mitzrayim.
Was she the first to be born there?
I guess so.
Apart from Menashe and Ephraim,
They were later. He said the first to be born.
they were born.
Oh, they were born already earlier. Yeah, but they lived there.
They were
That's what you mean. I understand. So, Barsa, I want to make it so still to what Rav says. Hershey, אתה תהיה איתנו, Hershey. תעזוב את הפון, תהיה איתנו. Oh, Richard's here. Okay. Hershey, you hear the kasha? The baby was born as a baby, so we all count babies? Okay. You can do whatever you want. It's a free country. Rabbi say, Yitzchak Avinu is the only one that his name was not changed. From the 3 of us. Avram, Abraham, Yaakov, Yisrael. Yitzchak was born Yitzchak, died Yitzchak. נכון? מה כתוב פה? Wo steht da? What's the argument? Yitzchak's name was not changed.
He never left Israel.
I'm sorry? No.
No?
Maybe, if anything, it's a result of that.
Future.
So that's what I'm saying to
when
you.
we finally get to Mashiach, no?
No.
When we
That's what I'm saying.
No. That's Yaakov.
Oh.
Okay? So the question is, what we say, what does it mean that his name was not changed? So Rafutas Zatzal explains. Every Av was unique. His uniqueness is brought in what he was first about. Avram Avinu was first. He's first. Kipshutai. Tchila again. No lumdas here. He was first. Yaakov Avinu, let's skip a second. What was he first about? All his children are tzaddikim, mitaso shlema, whatever that means. What was Yitzchak first about?
First one born as a Jew.
First one, what is you? 100%. The first one, Nimo Lishmaina. The first individual in the whole wide world that was circumcised 8 days old was Yitzchak. It says in the Gemara in Shabbos, one of the brachas you say in Amilah, Asher Kidesh Yedid Mibeten. Machlokes Rishonim, what it means, but Rashi learns it's going on the Yitzchak. Right? And it says, et Briti Akim et Yitzchak. Akim is initials, Asher Kidesh Yedid Mibeten. That's what Baal of Turim says there. Yitzchak was born with his Kedusha. So then what's his avodah? To maintain it. And here Rav Huna quotes what the Rizal Salata would say, and Binyamin, what's with Binyamin? We haven't seen it for a while. Rabbi Binyamin, remember to connect us? Okay, I'll give him a call. Okay, it's never... just push to find out if he's okay. What did Rizal Salata say? Nisht ofton, and there's another thing, not to copy someone else. How do you say that, Reb Zev? Something with ton.
My Yiddish is quite rusty now.
Okay. Nicht often, nicht dünn, no ton. It's a statement of Yisrael Salanter. Which means, what? Don't copy someone else. There's a word that has to do with the word ton in Yiddish. Ibel ton or whatever ton. You don't have to make changes sometimes. Just do what you're supposed to do. Without waves, without headlines in the New York Times, believe. No ton. It's really what Ari said. Yitzchak Avinu's avodah, he was born already with his Kedusha. And his avodah is not to conquer new areas, but to maintain it. To preserve it. One of the brachas in the Chumash is, Baruch atah bevorecha, Baruch atah b'tzisecha, says Rashi, Shetiyeh yitziascha min ha'olam, ki v'yascha min ha'olam, lelo chet. Leave the world the way you came to the world. How many people could say that? Members. Wow. So you can say, well, life's not about accomplishing, not about gaining. If you leave the world the way you came to the world, it's gewaldig.
What does that mean then?
What?
What does it mean to leave the world? That you
Without chatoim. So says, lo chet. Imagine you have the words, lo chet.
Didn't the first 127 people after Adam and Eve were all like that?
I don't know. I personally don't know. I don't know. It could be. I'm just being, I know only Chumash Rashi and a little bit Chazal, that's all. I don't know more. So a boy says, the avodah of Yitzchak is ton, nicht ufton. You're born with something, keep it. Keep it the way you're born with. Says Rav Huna, that's how his name wasn't changed. A change of a name is like a new thing happened. A name is an essence. A change of a name is a change of essence. The whole word of Yitzchak is to preserve what he was born with. To keep on. To be murzak in what he was born with. That's the avodah. What today every Golden Beis Yaakov will tell you. Gvura, these are all Kabbalistic concepts. Gvura, Din, Yira, Pachad Yitzchak it's called. Meaning, you know what they would say in the medical school in Vienna in 1919. Someone tell me, I guess we could Google it. What was the sign on the entrance to the medical department? Don't make things worse. That was. You want to heal. You want that. Very good. First, sul milah. Don't do evil, and then do good. Yitzchak Avinu, if you want to compare it to a car, there's an accelerator. That's Abraham, and there's the brakes. That's Yitzchak, and the driver is Yaakov. Sometimes he has to accelerate. Sometimes he has, ask anybody, what is the car about? To drive. So why do you have brakes? Everybody understands. Without brakes, you won't reach anywhere. You know what it means, a car without brakes? That's Ishmael. Ki chesenu, the niyuf all over the place. Per-Adam. Good. Mitzuyan. Per-Adam.
Did you say that Yishmael was chesed?
The ziyuv, the falsha chesed. It says in the middle of a rise, ki chesenu. Right, in the middle of a rise. Meaning, the real chesed is that you give yourself over to someone else. And a rise is you take someone else for yourself. So it's the falsha chesed. But it's not my sugya today, Yosef. We have this talent to take a side point and boom. It's not the sugya. Okay? It's an off remark. Mimela Rabbi say, the avodah of Yira is just make things don't go wrong. Is it being passive? It's 24/7 working on yourself to make sure that things don't go off and to maintain what you were born with. You were born here. Really, the word legacy is matim, the legacy of Avraham. Fine. Shevet Levi, Chazal say, are called Yirei Hashem. Where? When we say in Hallel, Herschel is a singer, so he knows these things in Herschel, right? That's the name. Not Heshi, Herschel. And what we say, Hoidul Hashem Kitov Kilam Chazoi, Yom Una Yisrael Kilam Chazoi, Yom Una Beis Aaron Kilam Chazoi, Yom Una Yirei Hashem. Who's Yirei Hashem? Say Chazal, that's Shevet Levi. That's called Shevet Levi. Shevet Levi are called Yirei Hashem. Meaning, what is their avodah? Their avodah is not to create the kelim of the Mishkan, but to watch them, to preserve them. It says that Moshe Rabbeinu wrote his own Sefer Torah, and he gave it to Shevet Levi. And all the other Shvatim can say, what about us? And it says in Chazal that other ones are going to write their own Sefer Torah, and if anybody one day is going to make a change or a difference, Shevet Levi will take out the Sefer Torah and say, this is what's written. That Yira element. The Yira element is Shevet Levi. Rabbi say, where do we see it today? Clearly, Brisk. Brisk is Shevet Levi. You know the Dikduk Halacha that we know about them? And the Yira Neira, once the Reb Chaim Oizer was together with the Brisker Rav or the Beis Halevi. I got to check out which one. It's a big difference in the years. Baking matzahs. Probably the Brisker Rav. And you saw the tension and the stress that the Brisker Rav was when he was baking matzahs. So he asked them, Brisker Rav, where steht das? Where does it say you got to be so nervous? It was a katuv. So he answered, Ushmaltem is a matzahs. Every word shmir is called Shmaltem is a matzahs. Okay? Every word shmir is nichlal. I'll give you an example. We married Soloveitchik, the youngest son of the Brisker Rav. He's not alive anymore. He lived in a flat that was dilapidated. What's the word it is?
Dilapidated.
It starts with the L?
Dilapidated.
Dilapidated. Mamish, the walls were about to fall. A few Talmidim got together and went to buy Madeira. They could afford it. And he found out about it. He said, thank you very much for the initiative, but I'm not moving. Why not? Look at your deer now. It's so dilapidated. Here the Tata told me where to light Hanukkah candles. In the new Dira, I don't know where I'm going to light Hanukkah candles. That's how they live. You don't want to live. Because here my father told me where to light Hanukkah candles. You can't figure out on your own afterwards where to light Hanukkah candles? Maybe. But now I know if I'm right or not. Here I know I'm right. The Tata had gesagt zu mir to light candles here. That's how they look to the world. That's Baba Shevet Levi. This Dikduk, maybe I'll get it wrong. And the Dikduk Halacha, that's Mamash Brisk. There's even a sharp expression by Brisk that they say that the Mishmur was written for Yisayim. Okay, it's a little bit sharp. But what do they mean to say? If you have a father, you follow your father. You follow your father. Why do you need a Mishmur for that? Look at it, because most of us have to do it because we don't have a Messiah from our fathers.
Do you think is it based on the fact that they did the Mila without the roast spiders?
I'm sorry, the what? They did what?
They did the Mila in the Midbar without the roast spiders, so they're the only ones who did it. Do you think it came from there?
Maybe. It starts already from before. They're the only ones that didn't do Chet Egel. They're way before.
Okay.
Okay? But Elikanabi. So that's Shevet Levi is the midah of Yitzchak in the Shvatim. That's what Shevet Levi is. The midah of Yitzchak in the Shvatim. When it means Yocheved was counted as a baby, it's not a Siba. As a result, everybody will be counted as babies. It's a Siman. What's the nature of the avodah of Shevet Levi? They're born with something, and now they got to watch it. and now they got to keep it. You know what we just now said? You know what they say in yeshivas? The difference between siman and siba? Tell me, what's the difference between siba and siman?
Cause or just
Cause of what?
or a coincidence, not coincidence,
No,
something
not
just goes
coincidence.
together, but
No.
One is the effect. So by the effect, you can see why something's done.
Meaning one is a result, a siba is it's a cause for something that would follow. A siman is this is following something earlier. Right? For example, here I have in my pocket. Here Richard doesn't need these things anymore, but I do. Splenda. Right? Splenda. Now, listen, what do you say about the following? I see that people overweight are always using Splenda. David. So I guess Splenda is fattening. Because people who are always overweight are always having Splenda. Now, why is it a joke? Splenda could be a simon that he's overweight, but not a sima. It's not because of this you're overweight. Once people are overweight, they use Splenda. But if I'm going to say Splenda is fattening because I see only fat people eat Splenda, the joke about it is I'm taking something which is a simon and making it a siba. It's not a siba. It's a result of being overweight. It's not the cause of being overweight. Nachon Yuda. I think it's a beautiful mashal. I see everybody's excited about it. Yuda, you know what you should be saying about this? How sweet. Okay. What she was born is a simon to what Shepherd Levi is about. And it's not true. And they're all going to be counted as babies, meaning to show their avoidance, not to reach new things and to conquer new things, but to preserve what they have. Okay? Now, so let's go on. I want to ask you another question. But Yocheved was counted immediately. Right when they had to be Mitzvah, she was a day old. 2 days old. They didn't wait the 30 days. So how can Yocheved be the source of the young age of the Levim when she was counted a day or two old? They counted when they came into Mitzrayim, and she was one when they came into Mitzrayim.
she wasn't Shomer Mishmer Zakoidesh, a female.
It depends who's doing the counting.
But anyway, but maybe she's a Nephil.
No, but
There was
she's
no counting. There was no counting. The Torah
Yeah,
says
who's
she's doing the counting. They counted
The
from day
Torah
zero once you know
She
that
wasn't
they...
a
No, wait a
It's
second.
enough from the Torah.
Of course you should. Let me show what the Ral says about that. What say? We're again on page 4. What's it say on page 4? Letter Zayin. Liot nimna mina beten. Right on page, with the letter Zayin. Bedavka sham, by Yocheved nimna mina beten. She was counted as a baby. Lifi shevadai lo haya nefel. For sure she wasn't a nefel. Shari keshenichteva Torah b'mei Moshe. When Moshe Rabbeinu wrote the Torah, kvar yatsa misafik nefel. He knew his mother wasn't a nefel. Lefikach mana et Yocheved miyad. אבל כאן the סופק נפל הוא לא מנע אלא שמצא בכלל נפל. What's Mal saying? L'chor is saying, Moshe Rabbeinu, when he wrote the Torah, he knew that his mother made it. Like all our mothers were not nefel. We were born from someone obviously not nefel. But the way it's understood here, it's a little bit of kasha. Look at number 17. L'chor tzach iyod hezbel zeh. כי כבר קבע המהר"ל שמוישה רבנו לא כתב בתורה לכאשר היה מייסה נמשך ונכתב כל עניין שעת המייסה והוכיח כך מכך שהתורה לא פתחה את ספר בראשית במילים אלו דברי מוישה בן עמרם בראשית ברא. The Maharal said over and over again, Moshe Rabbeinu did not write the Torah from his perspective. It's CNN broadcast from the time of the event. I'll give an example where the Maharal says it. It says the words of the four, the Mechemes Arba Malachim Esachamisha was Inad Zdei Amaleki. It says so. It says Rashi Al Shema Asid. Because Amalek wasn't born yet. Asks everyone, but when Moshe Rabbeinu wrote the Torah, Amalek was born. So why is it called the Shema Asid? When Moshe Rabbeinu wrote it, there was Amalek in the world. Answers the Maharal, we don't go according to Moshe Rabbeinu's perspective. We go according to the event when it happened. The event happened in the days of Avraham Avinu. Then there was no Amaleki. Right, Zev? Nachon?
Yeah, there's no way.
So how come here we're going according to the days of Moshe Rabbeinu?
Because when you say B'Shem Nefesh Yozim Mitzrayim, because now we know that she was going to. It's not that then we didn't know. She already was.
No.
That's what.
That's not the answer. Maybe I'll tell you what you really want to say. The event of going down to Mitzrayim happened in the days of Yaakov Avinu, but the counting. When did the counting happen? No one stood there and counted. Moshe Rabbeinu's days.
When all the Shvatim had died.
When Moshe Rabbeinu wrote the Torah, that's when they were counted. Rabbi said, if someone will take a picture of this room, someone will take a picture of all the participants in this room. In another 100 years, he'll publish it. Probably most of us won't be here in 100 years from now. Close. Yesh ladun. Right? And someone then will start counting them. When did the counting happen? No one counted us now. How many more in the room? No, more or less we have a million. 11, 12, I don't know. When they came down to Mitzrayim, when a family travels, someone counts them? There was no counting done there. You always go after the hour of the event. Shas Maaseh. Which event? The event of entering Mitzrayim was 200 years earlier. The counting of those who went down to Mitzrayim was done in the days of Moshe Rabbeinu. Because the pasuk is counting. That's when the counting happened. So there's no kasha here. Of course you go according to the time of the event. Which event? Not entering Mitzrayim, but the counting of those who went down to Mitzrayim. It's pasha, always that. And the counting happened in the days of Moshe Rabbeinu. That's what the Baal HaOr's answers. Give a look at number 17. The kasha is brought in the first paragraph, and in the previous, ונראה פשוט, שאף על פי שכל התורה נכתבה לפי ש"ס המעשה, אך בכל מקום המניין של האנשים נעשה רק בימי מוישה. שהרי בעת ירידת בני יעקב מצרימה, לא עמד שם אדם בפועל ומנה אותם, there wasn't someone who stood there and counted them, והמניין נעשה לראשונה על ידי מוישה. לקח שפר המינן, שידע המינן נגמר פי זמנו של משה רבנו, because he's the one counting them. So we get to voice, it's not a kasha. What's the problem, Mike? Let's push it.
I think there's a simpler answer.
What?
The person counting, even if you say the counting was then, the Torah counted then. The Torah knew she wasn't a nifal, so it doesn't matter.
So the whole kasha of the Maral doesn't start. So he doesn't have to say Moshe. He says Torah knows the future. The Maral's not saying that. You want to think about it, maybe. The Maral's not saying the Torah counts, the Torah knows the future. That's all he's saying. He's saying the days of Moshe knew.
It's not what the Maral is saying, just I know.
Okay, fine. So here we're studying Maral. I hear. You can say HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows the future. Fine. Okay, I hear it, Terence. Okay, Rabbi, say it's Pashat, Mechon. Now let's go back now to page 1.
When you say that only the Yeshua was the one of the few people who left Mitzrayim and arrived in Eretz Yisrael, all the others died in the desert.
Right.
So who counted that?
Well, no one counted. We just know they died. How do I know Rabbi Roberts died? Because I wasn't in the dust. I know he died. Did anybody count it? I know when someone dies. There's a lokashur. Okay, Rabbi Sam. Let's go down to page 1. What's the page 1? וידבר השם אל מוישה לאמור, אך את מטה לוי לא תפקוד, ואת ראשם לא תישא בתוך בני ישראל. Don't count them with everybody else. Says Rashi, אך את מטה לוי לא תפקוד. Right? כדאי הוא לגיון של מלך להיות נמנה לבדי. What does that mean? Legion של מלך, again, how would you translate in English?
Legion.
The legion of the king. What does legion mean, by the way?
Like a regiment.
What does that mean?
Like an
I
army.
think it's
An army.
It's a number in Latin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good. כדאי הוא לגיון של מלך להיות נמנה לבדי. דובה אח, what was Rashi, by the way?
Because everybody else is counted from age of 20.
Everyone else counted the age of 20. So what's the question? Why are they counting from the age of a month?
Mm-hmm.
Because we answered already. They're going after their bubby.
He's saying why they counted separately, not
Why they counted separate. Look at the pasuk. What does the pasuk say? Achad Matan Levi lo tifkod v'shem lo tisah b'toch bnei Yisrael. What's the pasuk say? Don't count them with everybody else. Nachon? So l'chor, that's what he's asking. So answer number one is, they should go first class. Tov Achad. סוף הקדוש ברוך הוא שעתידה לעמוד גזר על כל הנמנים מבין 20 שנה ומעלה שימותו במדבר. חטא מרגלים, I mentioned before, that everybody that's come from the age of 20 will die in the midbar. אמר, אל יהיו אלה בכלל, the Levim shouldn't be part of it, לפי שם שלי, שלא טעו בעגל. You know, there's like a chibur between חטא העגל and חטא מרגלים. Right? They should be counted with everyone else who... So, according to Rashi's second answer, it sounds like what Rav Chador said is right. How come they're not counted from the age of 20? So, what was Rashi bothered by? Why are they counted separately, or why are they counted? Why are they counted at the age of 20? Look at the two explanations of Rashi. Explanation number one sounds Kedai Ligon Shel Melech Liot Nimna Levadei, which sounds what Mashiach said. They're not going to be counted with everybody else. They're a special class. Dovar Acher, another opinion. Safa HaKadosh Baruch Hu שעתידה לעמוד גזר על כל הנמנים מבין 20 שנה ומעלה, שימותו במדבר, אמר אל יהיו אלה בכלל לפי שם שלי, שלא טעו בעגל. This sounds that's because they're not counting when they're 20. So let's see what the Maral says about this. The Maral speaking about this in letter Yud Beis. Kedayu Ligyon Shel Melech. Ein רוצה לתת טעם למה נמנו הלווים בן חודש. He's not coming to explain how come the Levim were counted from the age of 1 month. ולא מבין חב שנה כמו ישראל, what Rav Kaduri offered. זה בוודאי לא קשה. כי תמה שנמנו מבין חודש, שאז נקרא שומר משמרת הקודש. It's understood why they counted as a month. Because, like the Rashi that we saw before. So that's not a problem. וגם לא בא ליתן טעם למה לא נמנו עם ישראל בפעם אחת, ולמה נמנו לעצמם. This is what Rabbi Shia said. How come they were counted on their own? Why weren't they counted everybody else? שזה לא יתורץ בפירוש דבר אחר. Meaning? What's the second answer? If they're going to be counted once from a month old, so anyway they won't be in the Gzera. No? Because the Gzera is only for those who are counted from the age of 20. Right? Good.
Also, Rashi Tevamaska should be said main sword.
Good, how are you though? Let's see for the 42. לשון הרם, אינו רוצה לומר שיכלול גם סך של שבט לוי ושאר השבטים בסך אחד, meaning count everybody from the age of 20, and the Levim from 1 month, and make a total sum. אם כן, מה הייתה כמה דבר אחר? צבא הקדוש ברוך הוא שעתידה לו מגזרה לכל נמלי. הלא אף על פי שהיו בסך אחד עמהם, כיוון שהגזרה הייתה על אותן שומרים בבין 20 שנה, ואלה הלווים לא נמנו רק בבין חודש, אף על פי שהיו כולם בסך אחד, אין הגזרה שלא בהם. If the question is, why are they, if the question was, why are they counted separately, what's the answer? The second answer. They should be included in those who died. They won't be included anyway, because they started counting from the age of a month, not from 20.
He could have counted 1 month till 20, and then people could have been the same.
אבל הפירוש ככה, the man goes on saying, אבל גם שלווים נמנו בין חודש וששומרי משמרס, אבל לא להיות נמנים גם כן מבין כף שנה. They should have a double counting. Count them when they're a month old, and then recount them when they're 20 years old. כמו שנמנו ישראל מבין כף שנה. שהרי בכלל ישראל, they're also Jews. שהרי לווים גם כן נמנים מבין למד שנה. You see that they were counted again when they reached 30. אף על גב it should be. שנמנים מבין חודש גם כן. Meaning, so what was the question? Not why are they counted on their own, and not why are they counted when they're a month old. Why were they recounted when they were 20? That was the Kasha Rashi. So let's go through the answers. Answer number 1, let's see. ולפיכך תראה שכדאי ליגון המלך שנים לבדי, פירוש מאחר שהם ליגון המלך נמנים לבד, דהיינו שמור יש חודש בן חודש, ולא נמנו ישראל בן חב של הכלל של מספר ישראל. That's answer number 1. They're what? They have their own status. Next answer, Al Yoelu B'chlal Pirush Afal Gav Shenigzara Alehem. Alehem means on Yisrael, Misa B'nei Chav Shana, right? Mכל מקום מאחר שלא נמנו הלווים בני חוב, לא הייתה הגזר עליהם כלל. So you see how the Ram learns Rashi Pashup Shot. Rashi's question was, let's sum it up. Rashi's question was, why? Yes, they should be counted when they're a month old, because they're Shomer Mishmeres HaKodesh, Yocheved, the whole story. But why weren't they recounted again when they're 20? It's like all Yidden, they were counted. On that we have two answers. Answer number one, they're Ligyon Shlomelech, and they keep their own status. And they don't, like a Pesach, nicht.
Mishsach
Mishsach. Yeah, that's answer number one. Answer number two, if they'll be recounted again at the age of 20, then the Gzera of Chet Ragim will fall on them also. So to keep them, that's what he's learning out. No, they used to say there was once an airline that had only business. The whole plane was only business. And it went bankrupt. It turned out to be a part of that no of going business or first class is you guys go there. You go to the economy. We're best to mention. But here Rashi's saying, no, it gotta be separate. Ligar Shamalach. It's that's part of the mentality. Okay, what we say. So what do we, let's go back to this Akuda. If a Levi could do his job already when he's a month old, what does that show? That it's not to conquer and to accomplish new things, rather to preserve what's ever there. That's what you see. Maybe you can make it sush of this, Abu say. If it wouldn't have been for Chet Egel, who would have done their jobs? The Bchor. Bchor is also just being born. A Bchor is also Chodesh Berechem. That's what a Bchor is. Anybody in this room a Bchor? I mean, you're a Bchor. You're a Bchor. Did you make clear to your siblings that you get double? Even though it's enough to mean only for many, many, many years to come. But I like when things are clear in advance. Right? Anyway, I'll go upon him. It also gives an atiyah here that Shevet Levi, it's not to go and to accomplish, it's to preserve. It's to preserve. Oh, wait a second, maybe we'll stop the recording now because I want to say something. So let's stop it. You'll understand it, but I don't want to.